Right, well, here we are on the 24th floor of the condo that we stayed in during the week, and by anyone's view, I think it's a lovely view, especially for sunrise. Sunrise is obviously right over there, basically above the train tracks in the distance. That's Cambodia, way over there, by means of a few provinces first. So here's a cracking view, and it's lovely, and there's always a nice breeze, and you know, as far as Bangkok goes, I guess it's not bad. But it is Bangkok, and especially the last couple of weeks when there's been so much smog and pollution. Granted, it has lifted a bit now. It's a bit better, and the breeze has kind of blown it away. It's still not like Northumberland, but it's a lot better than it was. And with that really kind of gets you down. It got me down, and I was really desperate to be away again, and just didn't really have the chance. I couldn't make the chance. I'd love to get away this weekend, just down to Kaeng Krachan for one night, but it's not going to happen. 10 days from now, we will be heading down to certainly my favourite island in Thailand, Got Mark, and that promises to be absolutely fantastic as usual. I'm really looking forward to it. Not just for the photography. There's not a whole lot there, but it's still a lot. But for getting out in the morning, just walking around in the wildlife, making some videos. So hopefully there'll be some really nice videos coming this time around from there. But I still wanted to get out of the city. And when you get like that, you can't get out. You feel a bit claustrophobic, and generally what I do is then I start making videos at that point when I can't get out to take photographs. And I often have a lot of footage and video plans in mind that I never get around to doing, that I put on the back burner, and a couple of those are of trips down to Kaeng Krachan that we made. And so the last week or so I've started putting together some footage and some photographs from one of those explorations up to Phanoen Thung, the highest point of Kaeng Krachan, the high campsite, which is beautiful and quite difficult to get to. Love the sound of trains. And it was a good drive up, and it was a lot of fun. And this video is about our trip up to Phanoen Thung. So I hope you like it. I'm sitting here, as I say, imagining that I'm not in the city. I've got my camper chair and got my juice. As I say, I'm making the video, so I can imagine I'm out there in Phanoen Thung, which I've titled in my new series, Thailand's Wonderful Wildlife, hoping that the words Thailand and wildlife will attract more viewers. Let's see it. If it doesn't, I don't really care. Anyway, this is our through the week home. That's our through the week view, and this is my video about Phanoen Thung. Enjoy. Thank you for watching. The 15 or so kilometre drive up to Phanoen Thung is a steep and tricky one on a one-way track, but luckily it was fair and sunny on the day that we went up, which made things a whole lot easier.
It's the same video though.
The ascent itself starts about 5 kilometres past Kaeng Krachan campsite, and as it's one way, there are 2 time slots per day for going up and coming back down. It is a steep going up. It's a steep hill. Oh yeah, Joe. Is it Shama? Yeah. There, I think. Where is it? Shama. Hello, Shama. Right, first major obstacle here. We'll just squeeze through her. I think we'll get through. We'll have to, because we can't go back down. Right.
ป้าบุญรอตรงนู้นนะ
ถ่ายแล้วใช่ไหมลูก
ใช่อะ
This is the campsite. We got up just before the rain. Lucky because the drive up is not the easiest. Secretly not looking forward to the drive back down tomorrow if it's this wet, because it's not really a drive down, it's up and down and up and down, and there's some pretty steep hills, pretty deep roots and some pretty slippery ground. Let's hope it fares up tomorrow. Look at that, now the rain's out the way. What a view, even though we can't see the view of the mountains from here because it's still cloudy. The mist rolling across, the clouds rolling across. Now that it had fared up, I was eager to get out and explore. But before we could get too far, a ranger fortunately caught us and said if we are quick, we could see something fascinating just beneath the campsite. This is a Malayan or Asiatic sun bear. Absolutely stunning. It's the smallest species of bear, growing up to about 5 foot maximum and weighing up to about 150 pounds, which is 65 kilograms. And the name sun bear is not because they like to come out during the day. In fact, they are of course crepuscular and nocturnal like nearly all bears and many mammals. But it's because of the orange pattern on the top of their chest, which in ancient mythology was said to resemble the rising sun. Despite having a rather cute and approachable appearance, these are bears nonetheless. And they're extremely stockily built, they're very powerful. They've got arms fatter than George Foreman's forearms, I would say, with claws on the end that really resemble kitchen knives. The curved claws are, as well as being something that you wouldn't want to get hit by, incredibly useful for climbing trees, and these bears are arboreal. They also use them to dig out termites from the ground, like I think this one's doing. They also have very long tongues, which they use to get honey from bees and hornets, hives and nests. Well done to Ayana for getting low quality but valuable video footage on the phone there. I tried on numerous occasions to get footage or photographs of the now famous sun bears of Kaeng Krachan, but I'd never been able to get anything other than a few nighttime shots and dodgy phone video at night. It was great to see this amazing creature during the light. Even if we were up above, which meant we couldn't get a good vantage point for low angle shots, which is best for wildlife. But to be honest, I think it was a lot better being up above it because we were a great deal safer. Sadly, of course, these bears are far from safe due to habitat loss and also from poaching for animal parts for traditional Chinese medicine and also for bile extraction. Can't we just photograph these beautiful animals and then leave them in peace? Tell you what, views don't get a whole lot better than that. Look at that. That's Burma, basically. And Auntie says that's all the Burmese people cooking their food. I don't think it is. but it is a phenomenal view. Look at that. There's nothing better than just getting out there into the jungle, going down the tracks or trails, looking for wildlife. But you do have to be careful all the time. Obviously for things like leeches and ticks and mosquitoes, but also, as I'd learned more recently, bumping into elephants in the wild. And although there wouldn't be any elephants up here, I don't think, there was the possibility of tigers, and we couldn't get down to the waterfall like we wanted to because apparently a female tiger had just denned in. You have to be careful where you put your feet. The possibility of getting bitten by a Malayan pit viper, known as the landmine snake in Cambodia for obvious reasons, is always a danger, but there wouldn't be any up here. But you do have to keep a lookout for vipers. Cobras would get out your way, but vipers tend to stay between waist height and head height, and if you brush past them they could strike. As luck would have it, we were in for a treat, because there was a viper just near the campsite. Again, very luckily somebody told me about it, a local guide, a lovely guy called Mo. Hello, Purpose Pit Viper. Don't come out.
Are you talking to a snake?
Yeah. What's that?
It's hopes. Like this. Highly venomous.
Highly venomous indeed. And we're not going to get any closer to it, are we? Hello, pup. Wow, look at that, just on the side of the path. Absolutely incredible. Not something you want to brush up against at all. Especially when you're like 20 kilometers up a very difficult path track. Take a while to get back down. Then after that you've got 30 kilometers to get out of the national park.
And 2 hours.
And then a long way to a hospital. I think Popey would have you in a bit of pain before you could get yourself sorted. But like most snakes, look at me, it's really peaceful. Just sitting there. And a couple of meters away, like. Lovely. Bit of a panic, we've got to move quickly because the bears got into the kitchen right next to us there. We're quickly putting everything into the car. Well, the sunset photographs from over there, where we've pitched the tent into the gazebo because it was chucking it down, had to be put on pause, and everything had to be grabbed, everything, and taken up to the car because the bear got into the little kitchen just there. It's just right, just beneath where our thing is. So it managed to get into the kitchen there. There was just a banging and a bonging, and there were pots and pans flying everywhere, and the bears run riot there. I don't know how they've managed to chase it out, but it's just gone down behind there, basically behind where we're staying there. So we've had to put everything in the car because it's coming back up. So we can supposedly expect a visit to the tent door tonight with the bear, but we've got no food in there. Iona has assured me that she hasn't left any sweets, candies or anything else in her bag or in my sleeping bag. I better check. Hope I haven't got a jar of honey in there. Look at that now, look at that view. Rain's cleared away and this is the last light of day over Burma. Oh, cheers. Please enjoy your happy life with a late coffee in the guise of a lovely IPA. Perfect. What did you enjoy most seeing today? What animal? Oh, the bear.
Bear.
Not the blue-bearded bee eater?
Nah.
Or the orange-breasted trogon?
No.
Or the golden-fronted leafbirds? No? The oriental pied hornbill? What about that Pope's pit viper?
No.
The bear?
Yeah.
I think I'd have to agree with that one, like. Especially because he was about 10 metres away. Had to retreat in order to get him in the shot with the big lens on.
Wait, you had to give him a treat?
Had to give him a treat. No, I said I had to retreat. Had to take a few steps back.
Remember that awesome shot?
Which is probably a good idea. The awesome shot is yours on my phone?
Yeah.
Okay. What an amazing day it had been, with lots of wildlife. Just being out there in nature, up on the mountaintop, surrounded by trees and cloud and mist and sounds of nature. It's just so soothing for the soul. Well, that felt good. It's taken 26 years? 27 years. There's a couple over there that I thought they were French, they're Belgian actually. And they're very nice. We talked to them earlier. They've come up, they're not prepared, and poor things, they thought the kitchen was going to be up until 6 o'clock and it closed at 4. They haven't got any food. And I heard them asking the woman and I thought, you'll have enough. And it's not just that we do have enough food, it's that it reminded me of something that happened to me 26 years ago when I lived in Montpellier and I went hiking in the Cevennes with Christina, and we had these cheap little crappy tents, and the first night we got absolutely soaked and we walked all day. The second day and it was misty and I didn't have a map or anything. It was just just really ill prepared. A couple of snacks, nothing, hardly any money, and it just was ridiculous. I don't know how we were going to camp for a week like my plan was. So the second day we was chucking it down and we were walking down, we were soaking wet, in reasonable spirits, but it was like, what are we going to do tonight? No food, nothing. In the middle of the Cevennes. And I walked down a road and there was a car came past and I flagged the guy down. And as luck would have it, he was a Moroccan or Algerian immigrant in Montpellier, and he had a little farm nearby, and he said, you know what, I can give you a room. I said, God, that would be awesome. I said, I've got no money. He said, doesn't matter. I said, thank you very much. When we got there, we got changed and dressed, and I had my Montpellier boxing top on. And when we came out, he said, oh, you box in Montpellier? I said, oh, yeah. He said, I used to box there. I said, wow, that's incredible. And he said, have you got any food? I said, well, no. He said, well, look, the chef's not here. He said, but he's about to go home. He said, but I can do your pizza. I said, what kind of pizza would you like? I said, pizza anything. Be awesome. I said, I haven't got any money. He said, doesn't matter. Don't worry about it. And we had this incredible pizza and a fantastic night's sleep. And the next day, he gave us a lift down to the train station. If I remember rightly, I think he gave us enough money to get on the train to get back down to Montpellier as well. And I said, oh, one day I'm going to pay you back. I'll come up. I remember what he said. He said, you don't have to. He said, just let people know that not all Moroccans or Algerian immigrants are bad. I said, well, I know that they're not. He said, yeah, a lot of people don't. So hopefully tonight, kind of repay that kindness. It's said that when we're indoors and under fluorescent lighting, we tend to talk about what we're doing and what we think. Whereas outdoors, around campfires, or in the sunlight, especially the evening light, we tend to talk about how we feel. I really wished that my dad had been there to see the bear and the snake. My mum as well, but she wouldn't have really liked seeing either. But it was nice to be there with my family. And although I'm not a landscape photographer, I was happy to get this beautiful shot. After a wonderful night's sleep, in the natural air conditioning of the mountaintop. I was up early to go and try to find that Pope's pit viper. My eyesight's not good. See if you can do better, because I was in the same area and it took me a while to find it.
There he is, or she. Absolutely beautiful though. Pope's pit viper. Slightly more venomous than the more common white-lipped pit viper, but I wouldn't like to be bitten by either. But certainly not this one. Quite a size, that one. It's a good meter. You just see the beautiful red tail there, see? It's a bit off-putting though, because the green rat snakes, the green tree racer, they also have a reddish tail as well. So when people say, oh, I just saw a green snake, oh, did it have a red tail? Oh, if it's got a red tail, it's dangerous. But this one's very pronounced. It's right in front of me, but a couple of meters away. This is close enough. No, it's beautiful though, isn't it? Look at the pattern as well on its back. Everything's perfect. Such a stunning colour. Pit vipers really are beautiful to look at. And that's where it ends. Wow. And this guy will give quite a whack. And if I step any further backwards here, I'm going to tumble through this bamboo. And that could make for an interesting little video. But I'm going to leave it in peace. I was there last night. It's now about 7 in the morning and the sun's up. It's not shining through into there, but the shots are lovely though. But I'm going to leave him or her in peace. And good luck with catching whatever you are trying to catch there. Popey. Beautiful.
After bidding a final farewell to Pope's pit viper, and after a lovely breakfast prepared by Iona, we packed the things away and we were back on the road. We waved goodbye to the mountain tops and we set off on what was now a fairly damp track back down.
Is it the steep slippery bit? No, I don't think so. I'm just gonna press it. I like puddles. I think that. Oh, I just hit my ribs at the tree. Okay, it's okay, it's okay, it's okay, it's okay. Slow.
National parks like Kaeng Krachan are such a treasure, not just to humanity, but above all to all the animals that live there. It's very important that we act responsibly and preserve them for future generations.
I hit my ribs again. Come and say hi to the camera in your mirror. Yes, I've got the ditch. Oh. Oh. I don't want to be a camera person. This is supposed to be.
Natural.
Yeah.
Hey, natural. Yeah, let's be natural.
Careful.
Careful outside. Thank
Hey.
you, camera woman. You're doing a great job there.
Well,
Don't
say
drop
that
the
to
phone on
my
your side.
ribs. I nearly got suffocated. Oh wait. Winded. Sorry.
Winded.
Phanoen Thung is such a special place. I wish we could have stayed longer. And as we neared the bottom of the hill and started heading out of the national park, all I could think about was when we'd be back there again.
Yes, 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 yes. And me.